Good morning, everybody, and welcome to today's DBCC Zoom meeting. My name is Barry Cowen. I will be the host and presenter for this meeting, assisted by the very capable, Avast and APCUG security expert, Bob Gostischa. Thank him again, for attending, and of course, Steve Costello also. Good to see everybody looking happy and healthy. It's no secret that I have recovered from COVID, and Bev and I both had, and we advise everyone to take it very seriously. It could happen to you when you least expect it, but just be prepared. I'm not going to say any more than that because we're not delving into politics, but believe me, I wear a mask everywhere I go now, whether it's Walmart or anywhere else. I cannot take chances. And so here we are. It's already October 21st. Halloween is coming. So wish everybody a happy Halloween, trick or treat. I'm sure some of you also participated in the recent October 11th to 12th Amazon Prime Days. I know I spent over $300 and it was well worth it on a whole bunch of stuff like things for the house, things for me. And of course, Amazon did not do as well than they did before. And the reason being is that not only the supply chain was an issue, but inflation and everything else and gas prices that took money out of people's pockets. So they did not spend as usual on the high price items like TVs. Meaning that there is now an Amazon outlet that you can go to and get all those discounts that were available on those days. So that being said, our next class will be, I believe, November 4th. Is that 2 weeks from today? Is that correct?
Correct.
Okay, we'll announce what we'll do then. And whoops, hold it. Excuse me, I've got to take this call, folks. Hang on. Okay, nothing. Probably a spam call or something like that. I've got to turn everything down here on my phone. I should do that. Yeah, let me do that. Okay. All right, so today you're going to be treated to a whole bunch of videos. As you know, Bob Gostischa is a retired banker. He is the expert in security for many organizations. He does more videos than I can even count. And he's got some great presentations for you today, after which I will have a full presentation with a large amount of videos from Apple support, which I should tell you at the outset of the meeting that I have their approval to use them from the boss of the company, that they're only for information purposes like everything else we provide. Remember that we do not necessarily share the views of everyone here participating, and we do not link to third parties, or are we responsible for any information that you use incorrectly. Given that disclaimer, it gives me great pleasure to present Bob Gostischa. Let's give him a sitting ovation. All right. Bob, take it away.
Yeah, okay. First thing we're going to talk about is cryptojacking. Cryptojacking is back in the news and it's increasing. To stay clear of cryptojacking attacks, avoid suspicious websites and don't click on any email attachments. The use of cryptojacking attacks is once again in the news and in favor for online attacks. This form of attack uses malware to insert specialized and hidden mining apps to create new coins for the attackers. It has been around for almost as long as legitimate cryptocurrencies. We've written about it most recently back in 2019, but has current appeal because it continues to provide low risk for the rewards and profits generated. Typically, the profit margin is about 2% of the computing cost for the resulting coins mined. My thanks go to David Strom for his excellent article, which is available at the link listed, and that inspired this video. If you find this video helpful, don't forget to like, share, subscribe, and get involved. A recent report found cryptojacking malware in about a third of Docker container images that had malware inserted. Another report found that cryptojacking attacks in the financial sector have risen by more than 250% in the past year, and this despite a drop in cryptocurrencies such as Bitcoin since January. Researchers have identified a hacking group called Team TNT that has been hijacking computers for the past month. This group was very active throughout 2020 and 2021 and had used a variety of tools to steal credentials and scan and attack local networks. Lately, they have been targeting Docker containers for a variety of exploits. These scan containers for weak or no security and then inserts its Bitcoin miner malware scripts. The researchers call this a kangaroo attack, named after a popular and legit mining algorithm. The identity of Team TNT is interesting because last November the team's Twitter account sent a farewell message saying the team was disbanding and ceasing any hacking operations. Whether they have been reformed or someone else is assuming their identity isn't clear. Researchers found that their previous hacking infrastructure continues to automatically infect new victims with old worms that could scan and infect new systems. These hacking scripts were copying code from a GitHub project from what seems to be a Team TNT account. According to a research, the hacking gang is likely experimenting with new attack techniques and adding new features to their malware and beefing up its distribution network. So how do you know if your PC has been compromised? There are several ways to tell if you are running any crypto mining software. If your CPU usage is continually higher, say at over 80% utilization when there aren't any active programs, or your computer overall is overheating, running above 65 degrees Celsius, this shows that you could be potentially running something that you don't intend to. On Mac OS, this can be checked by going to Applications, Utilities, and Activity Manager. On Windows, open the Task Manager and go to Performance and then check your CPU. It's also good to check for increased internet traffic by specific apps. And here's how to monitor that. On Windows, go to Settings, Network and Internet, Data Usage, and then View Usage by App. On your Mac, go to Activity Manager and choose Network and Sent Bytes. Another indication could be slower than normal performance. You might need to run additional software tools to figure the specifics. There are several things you should do to avoid these sorts of attacks in the future. First, for the best protection, you should use a browser that automatically blocks the most common JavaScript miners. Next, use strong antivirus software that protects against cryptojacking by detecting all unsecure websites and blocking anything malicious, including crypto mining. As always, avoid suspicious websites and don't click on any email attachments. Finally, always make sure your Windows software, including your browser, is up to date with the latest patches. Stay safe, stay secure, and I'll see you again soon. Bye-bye. Next, we're going to cover the IRS warns against smishing.
Smishing?
Smishing. The IRS warns that smishing attacks are on the rise. Some of the more potent lures contain links to pages that appear to be banking sites that then ask you to unlock or purchase a credit card. Smishing or phishing carried out using SMS text messages is once again on the rise, according to new reports from the IRS. They have warned Americans of the situation last month. This warning joins one issued by the FCC back in July. The IRS said the attacks have increased exponentially, especially texts that appear to be coming from the taxing agency. My thanks go to David Strom for his excellent article, which inspired this video. To read the article, just follow the link listed. If you find this video helpful, don't forget to like, share, subscribe, and get involved. It's important to note that no matter who you are or your particular tax situation, the IRS never communicates with anyone in this fashion or by email either. It is phishing on an industrial scale, said IRS Commissioner Chuck Reddick. They urge people getting these messages to either forward them to 7726, that is spam on the phone keyboard, or by emailing them to the agency. Both my wife and I get, on average, several of these scam texts each week on various dubious subjects. They typically are phony package delivery acknowledgments on packages that we never ordered or offers to send us money out of the blue. We just look at each other and ask, why are we getting these messages at this moment? The simple answer is criminals want our money or our private data, or both. This summer, some of these smishing texts were linked to a special Trojan called Flubot. That scam infected more than 60,000 devices and collected millions of users' phone numbers. The attackers are looking for your banking information or any personal information that they can subsequently use to leverage another scam and make them more believable. Some of the more potent lures contain links to pages that appear to be banking sites that then ask you to unlock or purchase a credit card. Don't fall for these. The Avast blog, just follow the link to reach it, has many articles about these attacks, including an analysis of how the attack works and the various scams at work on the Google Play Store. Both posts are worth reviewing to gain some insight into the attacker's mindset and to understand how hard it is to defend against them. Learn what to look out for so you don't become a victim. Here are some tips on what to do to avoid being a victim. First off, don't respond to any text or email messages from scammers. That just encourages them to communicate with you further. Realize that criminals can easily spoof any originating phone number or email address to increase credibility. So be wary of texts from friends that you haven't heard from recently or don't usually text. As we like to say, if your gut is saying something is fishy, it probably is. Pay attention to the message content and think carefully before you respond to any text message that is requesting something from you. Look for misspellings or old phrases that indicate a non-native speaker. Never download any links embedded in the message. Instead, always go to a separate browsing session and bring up the package delivery vendors directly. Similarly, if you get an unexpected text from some vendor you do business with, call them back on their main office number. Finally, if you have been duped, file a complaint to local law enforcement and notify your wireless carrier or internet service provider. There are also some places where you can make the information available to investigators: the IRS impersonation scam reporting form and the FTC's complaint assistant. I've put a link in for both of those. Stay safe, stay secure, and I'll see you again soon. Bye-bye. Next comes Be Real, Not Really. Should you be using Be Real? Not really, in my opinion. The social network's aim is to allow people to share unfiltered moments of their lives. The potential danger comes when those unfiltered moments include information they'd rather not share. There's a new social media app in town, and it's making waves. Be Real, which launched all the way back in 2020, but didn't really start gaining traction until midway through 2022, encourages people to step away from the curation and filtering of other social media apps and be real. My thanks to Emma McGowan for her excellent article on this topic, which prompted this video. Read her article at the link listed. If you find this video helpful, don't forget to like, share, subscribe, and get involved. At a different time every day, Be Real users are prompted to take an unfiltered picture in whatever situation they are in at the moment. When notified by the app, users have 2 minutes to take a photo with their front and back camera and share it with their friends, network, or other Be Real users. The app was created as a reaction to other popular social networks, such as Instagram and Facebook, where users post only carefully selected moments of their life. Those highly edited and manipulated photos have proven to have a negative impact on people's mental health. The stated goal of Be Real, then, is to give users the opportunity to see things as they really are, with no filters. While the app's owners suggest their intentions are good, there are some major potential privacy issues with it. Next, we'll explore what Jeff Williams, Avast's global head of security, found when he took a closer look at Be Real. From a security and privacy standpoint, it isn't very pretty. Number 1. It has the right to do what it wants with your photos, and for 30 years. After giving the terms of service a close read, Williams realized Be Real is granted 30 years in which they can reuse your photos in any form. That means ad campaigns, promotional materials, videos, compilations, literally anything they want. In addition to it being an unusually long time period, the nature of the app, which potentially rewards sharing embarrassing or compromising situations, means there's a very high risk for young people sharing without the thought of future consequences. Imagine your most compromising and embarrassing moment being attached to an ad campaign to your friends or to content which goes viral and garners millions of viewers. Williams said, 30 years is largely forever in internet time and potentially covers 60+% of someone's career years. This seems to be a particularly long grant of rights with exceptionally broad permissions for use. Number 2, you might reveal things you didn't mean to reveal. It's very easy to share identifying information like your location, personal information, like what the inside of your bedroom looks like, or even proprietary information like a whiteboard at work on Be Real. Obviously, these are all things that can potentially be revealed on other apps, but the time pressure format, lack of editing and filtering, and hidden delete option means users are more likely to share things they wouldn't share otherwise. The app uses both the forward and reverse facing cameras as a way of capturing the activity of the moment regardless of what it is or who is in the background, Williams said. This model can result in sharing sensitive information such as the contents of a computer screen or on a company whiteboard, or privacy invasive photos of people who have not opted in to the service and who may have a right to an expectation of privacy. The time pressure can also result in sharing a personal moment which brings negative impact in the future, or where metadata exposes exact location. Number 3, there's a lack of content moderation. Be Real appears to avoid all responsibility for the content posted on the app by calling itself a hosting company. That means they are only providing a platform for others to use. Hate speech, child sex abuse materials, and other disturbing content could easily be spread on Be Real without any moderation. It's been called out in the press repeatedly that Meta does an inadequate job of content moderation, and that's with throwing hundreds of people at the problem, Williams says. I think that Be Real isn't going to make anywhere near that investment. So the result is likely to be that everything bad you've ever heard about a lack of content moderation on Facebook, you're going to see even more of on Be Real. Number 4, geolocation isn't off automatically. While apps like Instagram now have geolocation off as a default, Be Real does the opposite. When posting a photo, users are asked to turn on or off geolocation and whether they want to share it with the whole Be Real community or just their circle of friends. It is our strong recommendation that users turn geolocation off, especially when sharing pictures in the Discovery section, Williams said. The Discovery section displays pictures to users outside their friend group and is accessible by any user of the app. A real-time location can be misused for stalking and profiling. Last but not least, number 5, the app allows third-party cookies. Like Facebook, Instagram, and other social media apps, Be Real uses third-party cookies. That means users' activity there is being tracked by advertisers in order to serve personalized ads. This kind of data tracking has become normalized to many across the internet, but it does have a potential to be invasive. Ultimately, Be Real has many of the same privacy concerns that have plagued social media from the onset. So it's up to each user to decide how important online privacy is to them. Maybe just ask yourself, do I really want one more corporation having access to so much info about me? Stay safe, stay secure, and I'll see you again soon. Bye-bye. Next, we're going to talk about, does it really matter? Does it really matter? In this case, it certainly does. The Matter 1.0 standard is here to fix smart home's biggest problems. After an excruciating long wait, the Matter 1.0 standard is finally here. It promises to bring full device interoperability to smart homes. If two devices support Matter, they will work together regardless of their branding. And since Matter leverages the Thread wireless standard, it should increase the range and responsiveness of your smart home. If you find this video helpful, don't forget to like, share, subscribe, and get involved. If you happen to own a handful of incompatible Thread devices, the Thread 1.3.0 update will provide improved compatibility, speed, and range within your smart home. But more importantly, this update lays the groundwork for Matter, a universal translator for smart home devices. Matter is actively supported by all the major players, and it will hopefully solve smart homes' biggest problems: device incompatibility and setup. Matter is a protocol developed by the Connectivity Standards Alliance, or CSA, previously known as the Zigbee Alliance. It combines the best of Zigbee, Thread, Wi-Fi, and Bluetooth LE to serve as a universal translator for smart home products. Essentially, Matter solves smart home's biggest problem: device incompatibility. And you don't need to download any new apps or voice assistants to unlock this functionality, as Matter will be built into Google Home, SmartThings, Miss A, and HomeKit in the coming weeks or months. Matter Standard should also improve the range and responsiveness of your smart home through Thread, an existing protocol that HomeKit users should be familiar with. And notably, Google claims that Android can automatically detect nearby Matter devices for a quick setup. The good news is that hundreds of existing products are already prepared for Matter. Once these products go through a certification process, they should receive an update that unlocks Matter support. We expect major brands like Google, Apple, Samsung, and Amazon to be first in line for certification, as these brands help the CSA develop its Matter protocol. Earlier today, Google revealed its redesigned Home app with Matter compatibility. A public preview of this redesign will roll out in the coming weeks. Presumably, Matter won't feel real until updates like these hit consumers' devices. My thanks go to Andrew Heinzman for his excellent article which inspired this video. You can read the whole article at the link listed. Keep your smart home safe, and I'll see you again soon. Bye-bye. Well, now that we know all about Matter, next comes car insurance and their devices to lower your interest rates. As auto insurance rates continue to increase and many drivers are looking for ways to save money, these days car insurance tracking devices are available from most insurance companies. But what are they and how do they work? Will you be comfortable sharing all the information collected? My thanks to Corey Gunther, whose article inspired this video. You'll find the article at the link listed. If you find this video helpful, don't forget to like, share, subscribe, and get involved. Car Insurance Tracker is a plug-in device or smartphone app that tracks your vehicle, driving habits, and more, and can offer savings of up to 30% off your insurance rates. One of the first that comes to mind is the Progressive Snapshot, which may provide usage-based premiums. These devices all use GPS and other sensors, many of which are already inside your phone. Then insurance companies use the data gathered to see if you're a safe driver. There are two main types of auto insurance trackers available: The first one is essentially a dongle that the user plugs into the OBD2 port under the steering wheel. It plugs into the same port the DMV uses to smog a vehicle. This is the onboard diagnostic port, which can access vehicle computer information. Second is an app that you can download on your phone. Mobile apps use your phone's GPS, data, accelerometer, and other sensors to track movement and driving. The type of tracker depends on your insurance provider or plan and may vary by user and region. Most insurers are ditching the dongle in favor of mobile apps. Then you'll connect the app to a Bluetooth-enabled device your insurance provides and place it inside the car. Some of these include Progressive Snapshot, Drive Safe and Save by State Farm, Drive Easy by Geico, and Allstate has their Drive Wise, and there are many others. You may be wondering, how do these devices work and what do they track? Again, this varies by brand, but the device or app will track your driving habits, location, vehicle information, and potentially much more. Insurers provide the dongle or app as part of a usage-based insurance program. Then it'll gather metrics, including speed, hard braking, mileage, and even time of day to formulate your monthly insurance premium. Here's a typical list of what you can expect the device or app to track. Driving speed, drive acceleration style, braking habits, how hard you brake, and more. Steering, fast corners, sharp turns, etc. Driving time, length, direction, and distance, day or night driving. Mileage, driving location, phone usage on app-based trackers, and more. As you can see, these devices or smartphone apps collect a lot of information. And while insurance brands understand hard braking is a part of life sometimes, the system can take critical information about your location, traffic lights, and speed limits all into account. Car insurance tracker pro and cons. As you can probably imagine, there are several different pros and cons when using a car insurance tracking program. The most obvious pro is that you'll get a lower insurance premium and save money, especially if you're a safe driver or don't drive very often. Additionally, if you frequently speed, roll through stop signs, and don't exhibit good driving habits, you might not want one in your car. You could potentially increase the rates. The insurance companies tend to frame it like you'll get a discount no matter what, but that's not always the case. All insurance tracking devices track your location thanks to GPS. Knowing your vehicle's location has several advantages outside of rate pricing. For example, location data can help first responders in an accident, aid in retrieving a stolen or towed vehicle, and much more. Another huge benefit for parents is the ability to track or monitor kids and teen drivers. Many of these platforms offer an app for parents to see when and where kids go, speeds, and other risky behaviors. It's a great way to track children or elderly family members. With all the data insurers collect, privacy is a concern. According to the Insurance Information Institute, many states have legislation to ensure insurance companies are open, honest, and transparent about the information collected. That said, remember that your insurance company will have a ton of information about you, where you go, driving speeds, and much more. And as we said earlier, some of the app-based programs can and will track phone usage, which could increase rates if you're actively using a mobile device and texting while driving. So the big question is, should you use a car insurance tracking device? And at the end of the day, it's up to you. If you're a safe driver with good habits, you could benefit from one. Those who don't break the speed limit, rarely drive at night, or even go under 11,000 miles a year may see discounts. Some car insurance providers even have an app you can download and run for a few days as a test, then see if you could qualify for cost-saving plans. Either way, remember that if you have a car insurance tracker, every move you make in a vehicle will be tracked, monitored, and aggregated into a data point. You need to weigh your personal privacy concerns against the possible savings offered by the insurance company. That's a decision only you can make. Stay safe, stay secure, and I'll see you again soon. Bye-bye. How about finding out all about apple seeds? So what happens if you eat an apple seed? Some seeds can be a delicious addition to your diet, like pomegranate or sunflower seeds. Have you ever wondered about apple seeds? While some seeds are safe to eat, apple seeds can be dangerous. My thanks to Kelsey Opal for her informative article, which inspired this video. See the article at the link listed. If you find this video helpful, don't forget to like, share, subscribe, and get involved. Apple seeds contain amygdalin, a plant compound that can have a toxic effect. Amygdalin is harmless when it's attached to the apple, but if it's chewed or broken open, it can have consequences. After you eat an apple seed, amygdalin converts to cyanide poisoning in your body. Some mild symptoms include headaches, dizziness, and anxiety. More serious symptoms can include high blood pressure and a coma. Good news is that you shouldn't experience any dangerous symptoms unless you decide to eat a whole lot of apple seeds. Swallowing one on accident here or there shouldn't give you cyanide poisoning. It would take an estimated 85 apple seeds to make you sick. Cherry pits, apricots, and peaches also contain amygdalin. To avoid these seeds, carefully slice your fruit and remove the seeds. You should consider using an apple corer to stay clear of apple seeds. Are you curious what will happen if you swallow a watermelon seed? The answer might surprise you. They're actually good for you. Stay safe, stay secure, and I'll see you again soon. Bye-bye. Last but not least, this one is just for fun. Are you a senior totally frustrated with modern technology? It's time for Tech for Seniors. Why not join us every Monday at noon Eastern Time? We actually start a little bit early and have a little chat between 11:30 and noon. And that takes care of my shares.
Great job, Bob. Let's give him a sitting ovation. And if you have any questions before he leaves, a few moments, post them or raise your hand on anything that was presented.
Dorothy, you have a question and you're muted. You're muted, Dorothy.
Okay, I'm unmuted.
Okay.
I've been getting on my computer all these ads for laptops at really cheap prices. And also that I won a prize and the prize is free for $1 shipping. Are all of these fake?
Yep, they certainly are. And it sounds like you need to make sure that you have a spam blocker installed.
Okay. How do I do that?
uBlock Origin happens to be a good one. Barry can fill you in on the best place to get it. It's an add-on to your browser.
Okay.
Okay, and that'll block all those ads
Okay.
because most of those are just ads that pop up.
I know because the computer, they're selling Apple computers for $49.
Yeah.
Ah, I know.
If you get one, would you send it my way?
Okay. Okay.
Make sure you remove the seeds first. Anybody
Anyone
else?
If
Okay.
not, folks, have a great day. I'll see you again soon.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
You too. Thank you so much.
Thank
Okay.
you, Bob.
Thank you.
Okay, well, here we go with my presentation. And before I share it, I'm going to put up, let's see, my little virtual background for the day, right there, folks. Hey, it's trick or treat time. And here we go. Let's get this thing right. Okay, down here. All right. You should all be seeing that screen, correct, with the date?
Yeah.
Okay. So if all of the screens are in orange to celebrate the color of
All
Halloween, also probably Thanksgiving as well. So this can be double wave. All right, here we go. So happy and safe Halloween to everyone. We're going to discuss a little later of what we can do to ensure that trick-or-treaters stay safe this Halloween. The danger is still very much there. And if you're going to be a greeter of someone at the door, especially with COVID being around, you have to be extremely careful. Okay, this is also Breast Cancer Awareness Month, so we remind all of the ladies who have not had a mammogram or those that should to please do so. This is a very vigorous type of cancer. As you know, it killed Olivia Newton-John, one of my favorite actresses, and it should be very much carefully observed, and you can donate to the Breast Cancer Foundation. They also have many events going on. If you're able to participate in them, your club highly recommends it. Don't forget today, this month is also Cybersecurity Awareness Month, as Bob showed you 2 weeks ago when he did his cyber safety. Okay, let's see if you pass the admission test. Stare into my eyes for 1 minute. Congratulations. Congratulations. You just passed the CAT scan, and you are now admitted to the meeting. Oh, here's the newest iPad. Don't wait for them to come out, folks. You can get them right from the doctor's office, and with a flu shot, possibly as well, especially for seniors. Oh, wait a minute. A little introduction there. A lot of companies now having a lot of complaints for one reason or another. And so we want to make sure that there's someone there to handle your complaints. So they hired a senior complaint person. And here's one. If you're unhappy with our services for any reason, please go to hell and wait. Our new senior complaint management specialist. Okay, that being said, let's talk a little bit about our mission statement again. I do this every single meeting because it's extremely important. The key words to look at here are understand and manage. You can't manage something if you don't understand what it's about. And that's especially important these days when you give someone a gift, especially one of technological gift, like a tablet or a smartphone or anything else. Don't leave them trying to figure out what it is. If your grandchildren come over or they send something that winds up in someone's desk for 6 months, you failed them. To me, that's digital or technological cruelty. So make sure that they understand what you sent them or what you gave them. Also, we expose you to new and emerging technologies that will impact your life. That's the important thing of any club, and I believe we do that very well, and we're going to continue to do that. And of course, as you see with our Zoom, we're providing a forum for interaction between members on technologies of interest. And the world is so dynamic that what I just said is probably obsolete. Okay, here is a tremendous feature that I use on my phone when iOS 16 came out in September 12th on my 79th birthday. What a present that was. Almost a 5 gigabyte wait to get that thing downloaded. We're now at 16.0.3, by the way, and 16.1 is coming shortly. So one of the most amazing features that I think and useful one is how to personalize the lock screen on your iPhone. We're going to go through a bunch of these videos. If you have any questions, I prefer that you wait till the end. You can always see these videos again when they're posted tomorrow on the club site, on our YouTube page. And remember that these videos come from Apple support, and I do have the permission of the legal department to use them as I did before. So let's start with this.
Starting in iOS 16, you can create multiple lock screens to personalize your iPhone. Here's how. On iPhone with Face ID, glance at your screen to unlock it. Then touch and hold until your lock screen wallpaper gallery appears. Or on any iPhone, you can swipe down from the top center of your home screen and then touch and hold until your lock screen wallpaper gallery appears. Now, just swipe left until you reach the Add New screen. And tap the Add button, which looks like a plus sign at the center of the screen. Here, you'll find collections of wallpapers with customizable fonts, colors, and widgets. Featured wallpapers are personalized just for you. Suggested Photos recommends your best pictures based on nature, pets, people, cities, and more. When you find a wallpaper you like, tap to select it. You can swipe left or right to view different wallpaper options in a category. Ooh, this one's perfect. To customize your lock screen further, just tap the time, and you can select a different font and color to fit your style. Tap the Close button, which looks like an X, in the upper right corner of the Font and Color menu when you're done. You can also add available widgets to your lock screen, which display information from apps at a glance. To add widgets like calendar, weather, and clock to the top of your lock screen, you can tap the date or tap Add Widgets below the time and select your new widgets. You can add things like today's events in the calendar widget, the current temperature in the weather widget, and your activity rings in the fitness widget. Tap the Close button in the upper right corner of the Add Widgets menu when you're done. This looks great. Tap Add in the upper right corner when you're finished customizing your new lock screen. And you can either tap Set as Wallpaper Pair to use the same wallpaper for your home screen, or tap Customize Home Screen to personalize how your wallpaper looks. The tools at the bottom of the screen allow you to select and customize different home screen wallpapers, including solid or gradient colors, pictures from your photos library, and blur, which uses the same wallpaper as your lock screen, but with a blurring effect. Tap Done in the upper right corner when you've set your custom home screen. This automatically saves the new wallpaper to your collection. Then tap the lock screen you just created to set it as your current one. You can touch and hold your lock screen at any time if you want to switch to a different one. Now you can create multiple lock screens on your iPhone and switch between them whenever you want. Personalize your lock screen. For more helpful information on how to use your iPhone, subscribe to the Apple Support YouTube channel or click another video to keep watching.
Okay, here's another one. This one will talk about how to edit or unsend an iMessage. This is something that everybody wanted because a lot of times you don't realize that you sent something and you can't unsend it. I know Gmail has that feature now, so you can set up the 30 seconds so you can undo what you sent by mistake, as I've had to do several times. Here we go.
Starting in iOS 16, you can edit or unsend an iMessage after it's been sent. In an iMessage conversation, to edit, touch and hold a message until the menu appears, and tap Edit. You can tap the Close button, which looks like an X, to the left of the message at any time to cancel editing and return to your conversation. You can make edits or even rewrite the entire message. Just tap the check mark to the right of the message when you're done. You have 15 minutes to edit from the time you send the original message, and you can edit the same message up to 5 times. You and the recipient can view the edit history if you are both using iOS 16. Just tap Edited below the message to show what changes were made. Tap Hide Edits to return to the conversation. Need to unsend an iMessage? You can make a message disappear within 2 minutes of sending it. As long as the recipient is also using iOS 16, the message will disappear for them too. Just touch and hold a message until the menu appears, and tap Undo Send. That's it. Edit, unsend. Awesome. For more helpful tips, subscribe to the Apple Support YouTube channel.
Well, now that you have unsent something, let's talk about how you recover it. Recovering deleted messages and conversations on the iPhone. Let's have a look.
Starting in iOS 16, you can recover deleted conversations and messages on your iPhone. Here's how. In Messages, tap Edit in the upper left corner. This button might say Filters if you have Filter Unknown Senders turned on. Then tap Show Recently Deleted. Select the conversation you want to restore, and tap Recover in the bottom right corner. Tap Recover Messages to confirm that you want to recover the deleted messages. This will recover all messages and media, including photos and videos, for the conversation. You can recover deleted messages for up to 30 days. Then tap Done in the upper right corner when you're finished. And that's how you can get your conversations back in Messages. For more helpful iPhone tips, subscribe to the Apple Support YouTube channel.
That's very useful. And of course, you want to be very careful of how you send a message to someone, because you may be hurting them inadvertently. Even if you send it and you've waited too long, remember, you can't see the other person in many cases, and you may have hurt them. So think before you type, and think before you tap, and think before you click.
Well, they all went into the other house and it did get into your house and it didn't seem like.
Dorothy, mute, please. Okay, how to use Safety Check. Now, this is a very interesting feature. It came about because a lot of children are easily stalked on their phones and on the desktops and a variety of other devices. So Apple built in a safety check to help people who are stalked or in danger. You will find this is to be an amazing feature. Hopefully you'll never have to use it, and here it is.
With Safety Check starting in iOS 16, you can quickly reset sharing access on your iPhone to help you disconnect from people, apps, and devices you no longer want to be connected to. This can be helpful if your personal safety is at risk. In Settings, scroll down and tap Privacy and Security, then scroll down and tap Safety Check. If at any point in the process you need to quickly conceal what you're doing, you can tap Quick Exit in the upper right corner. This will save any changes you've made and bring you immediately back to the home screen, and no one will be able to locate where you last were in settings. If your personal safety is at risk, you can tap Emergency Reset to immediately remove access for all people and apps. After completing the steps, your location will no longer be shared in Find My. Your privacy permissions for all apps will be reset, and messages and FaceTime will be limited to only the device in your hand. Or when you want to explore what you're sharing in more detail, you can tap Manage Sharing and Access to review and remove access on a person-by-person basis. You can also review app access as well. We're going to walk you through Manage Sharing and Access. Tap Continue when you're ready to start. All of your changes will be saved as you go through the process. First, you'll be asked to review who you are sharing information with. To stop sharing all information with someone specific, tap their name and tap Review Sharing. Then, select which information you would like to stop sharing with this person. Tap Stop Sharing and tap Stop Sharing again to confirm. Keep in mind that people may notice if you stop sharing your information with them. If you want to take another look at who you're sharing with, tap Review More People. You can sort this list by information that's being shared if you prefer, like your location, photo albums, or your calendar. Just tap the Information tab, select a category, tap Review Sharing, and select anyone you would like to stop sharing this information with. Then tap Stop Sharing and tap Stop Sharing Location to confirm. Tap Continue to move on to the next step. Next, you can review which apps you are sharing access with. You can sort your shared information by the app's name or by the type of information. To stop sharing, tap an app to select it and tap Stop App Access. Tap Continue to move on. Here, you'll find a list of devices currently signed in with your Apple ID. To remove a device from your account, like a shared iPad, selected in the list, tap Remove Selected Devices and tap Remove Devices to confirm. Next, you'll have the option to change your Apple ID password if you need to. Just tap Update Password. You can change your password anytime in Settings if you'd like to do so later. Now, review your emergency contacts list. Tap the red minus sign next to a person's name to remove them, and then tap Delete to confirm. To add someone you trust as a new emergency contact, tap the green Add button, which looks like a plus sign. Choose a contact and select their relationship to you. Tap Continue to move on. Next, you can update your device passcode if you need to. Just follow the prompts, or tap Skip to move ahead. You can change your passcode anytime in Settings. When Safety Check is complete, you'll find additional considerations for how you can protect your privacy and personal safety. Safety Check might also prompt you with options to review trusted phone numbers or to reset Face ID or Touch ID. Your account changes are saved and already active. Tap Done when you're finished. You can tap Quick Exit in the upper right corner to leave Safety Check and return to the home screen. For more help understanding the privacy and security settings for your Apple devices, visit our Personal Safety User Guide at apple.co/safety.
That's a long but a very, very important video. I think everybody should use that. Or if you know somebody that's in that sort of situation who may be in danger, you could send them the link to that email if they're rather to the YouTube. That's all on YouTube on the Apple support site. You can get there very easily from YouTube by just typing that in, or from our homepage where I have it as one of my subscriptions where I get these videos from. So please take that seriously. Okay, next. Everybody got an Apple Watch, but when you get a update, how do you go ahead and apply it to the Apple Watch successfully? Let's have a listen.
Do even more with your Apple Watch. Here's how to update and get the latest features and security enhancements. We'll show you how to install the update directly on your watch and how to update your Apple Watch using your iPhone. Before you start, make sure you've updated your iPhone to the latest version of iOS and that you're connected to Wi-Fi. Your watch needs to be charged at least 50% and should stay on the charger until the update is complete. It's important to keep your iPhone and watch next to each other until the watchOS update is finished. Good to go? Let's take a look at how to install an update directly on your Apple Watch. On your watch, open Settings. Scroll down and tap General, and then tap Software Update. Now scroll down and tap Install if an update is available. This button might read Download and Install if your device needs to download the update first. Then follow the on-screen instructions. Your iPhone will download the update to your watch. Once the update starts, a progress wheel will appear on your Apple Watch. The completion time will vary, so keep your watch on its charger and don't restart your iPhone or Apple Watch while the update is underway. When the update is finished, your watch will restart. Now let's see how to update your Apple Watch using your iPhone. Make sure your Apple Watch is on its charger before you begin. When you're ready, open the Apple Watch app on your iPhone and check that you're in the My Watch tab. Tap General, and then tap Software Update. You might be asked to unlock your watch. Next, tap Download and Install. This button might read Install if your device has already downloaded the update. You might be asked to enter your iPhone passcode. Your iPhone will then download the update to your watch. Once the update starts, a progress wheel will appear on your Apple Watch. The completion time will vary, so keep your watch on its charger and don't restart your iPhone or Apple Watch while the update is underway. When the update is finished, your watch will restart. All done! Now your Apple Watch is ready to go. To learn more about your Apple Watch, subscribe to the Apple Support YouTube channel or click another video to keep watching. Some sequences in this video were shortened.
And now we turn to a very important security factor, two-factor authentication. And how is it used on your device, Apple device, and certainly on Android devices, it's similar, but it's extremely important to have it these days because passwords that people use can automatically be guessed too easily. So let's take a brief look.
What is two-factor authentication? Think of it as an extra layer of security for your Apple ID. Here's how it works. By requiring a 6-digit verification code in addition to your password, two-factor authentication keeps your account secure, even if somebody gets a hold of your password. When signing into your Apple ID on a new device, you'll need to verify it's really you. Just tap Allow and enter the 6-digit verification code shown on your trusted devices. You only have to do this once per device, and you'll be good to go. To learn more about two-factor authentication, click here.
Very important for everybody to understand. It's not just applying to Apple devices, but to a whole bunch of other stuff. Now, this one is for people who bought the iPhone 14. You don't get this if you, this doesn't have to do with the iOS 16. It has to do with iOS 16 on the iPhone 14, the new series. But this is a very interesting feature that I thought you might be interested in.
Crash detection on iPhone and Apple Watch is designed to detect severe car crashes in passenger cars. If you're in a severe crash and unresponsive, your devices can automatically contact emergency services for you. Crash detection is available starting from the following iPhone and Apple Watch models: iPhone 14, iPhone 14 Pro, Apple Watch SE 2nd generation, Apple Watch Series 8, and Apple Watch Ultra. No setup is required. Crash detection is enabled by default on these devices. You can also turn it off at any time in your emergency SOS settings. While you're driving, the motion sensor with a high dynamic range gyroscope and high G accelerometer, GPS, barometer, microphone, and advanced motion algorithms work together in your iPhone or Apple Watch for accurate severe crash detection. Examples of severe crashes that can be detected are front impacts, side impacts, rear-end collisions, and rollovers. When a severe car crash is detected, you'll interact with your Apple Watch if you're wearing one. Otherwise, you'll interact with your iPhone. An alert will display on your device screen for 10 seconds. If you're still responsive after the crash, you can choose to call emergency services immediately or dismiss the alert if you don't need to contact them. If you're unresponsive and don't make a choice after 10 seconds, your device will start a 10-second countdown. After the countdown ends, emergency services will be contacted. An audio message will play on a loop with 5 seconds of silence between each replay.
The owner of this iPhone was in a severe car crash and is not responding to their phone.
Relaying your estimated location with latitude and longitude and search radius both to emergency services and through the device speaker. After the first time the message plays, all other replays will have a reduced volume to allow you to speak to emergency services if needed. This message will continue to repeat until you tap the Stop Recorded Message button or the call ends. After the call completes, if you have emergency contacts set up on your device, they will be notified of the crash after a 10-second countdown. Or you can tap Stop before the countdown ends. If you configured medical ID, a slider will appear on your lock screen to quickly access that information. And that's how crash detection on your iPhone or Apple Watch can detect if you've been in a severe car crash and automatically contact emergency services.
Well, I've still got my Series 4, so it does not obviously contain this feature, but it's certainly useful for those of you that have the most modern watch. Finally, the battery percentage on the phone used to be there, and then Apple removed it because of that niche, that little box there. They needed to make room for the additional information. Here's how you see it now.
It's easy to see the remaining battery percentage on your iPhone. Here's where to find it on any model. On iPhone models with Face ID, swipe down from the top right corner to open Control Center. The battery percentage appears in the top right corner of your screen. On iPhone models with the Home button, battery percentage appears in the status bar. If you don't see it, open Settings and tap Battery. Then tap to turn on battery percentage. And that's how to check your battery anytime.
Thanks very much for your attention. I hope you found these videos useful. Remember that we also have a YouTube channel, and when you get there, you just click on the YouTube icon on a mobile or desktop device. It will take you to my YouTube channel page, and when you click on any of the videos in the list, there will be a little subscribe button there. Okay? I am now going to stop the sharing. Marcia, you have a question?
Yes, it actually was for Bob, but you may know the answer also. When they were talking about the problems with the Bitcoin scamming, I assume that means you don't have a problem on your phone or your iPad if you don't own any Bitcoin stuff, right?
That's true, yeah. If you don't have any cryptocurrency set up, then you're pretty much not going to be bothered by it. But that does not mean you're going to be scammed by someone who may send you a Bitcoin invitation, which when clicked on gets you into it and allows them to take control of your account. So the best thing to do is, yeah.
It means we still could be scammed by offers.
Absolutely. There is
Okay.
no way to prevent it. In fact, we discussed earlier in the meeting that Google is now having problems keeping scams out of the Gmails and everything. I've been getting a lot of stuff. Bob is getting a lot of stuff. And they have to do a better job on securing everybody's privacy. So did everybody find those videos, my presentations, useful? Let me know. I know it was a lot of video today to absorb, but I want to thank you all for attending. And I have just one more thing before we close. Does anyone have any tips on trick or treat for children or for their grandparents this Halloween day evening? Do you have any tips that would keep them safe? Judy Brown?
This has nothing to do with Halloween.
Oh, okay.
Number one, men get breast cancer too.
Yes.
So men should also get mammograms.
Oh, you're correct.
That's the first thing. The second
Mhm.
thing, when Bob was talking about insurance trackers, he wasn't specific, but I have DriveWise through Allstate. And I've
Mhm.
had it for several years. It has no idea when I go through a stop sign or if the speed limit is 35 miles an hour and I'm going 80.
Mhm.
What it does do is it tracks you if you go over 80 miles per hour or if you do hard braking.
Mhm.
So it doesn't really know all the things he was referring to, but it does do your location. But you also have the ability to turn it on and off.
Oh, that's
So if you wanted to
interesting.
take a trip and you didn't want them to know you were going, you can very easily turn it off on your phone because it's basically through your phone.
Is that device sent to you by free by State Farm, or do you pay for it?
Oh, no, I don't, no, there's no, it's just an app, it's through Allstate, it's not through State Farm.
And is it secured through Allstate with a special password or something else, so nobody else
No,
can get
it's
into
just an
your
app,
account?
it's like, no, it's no big, no. But
Okay.
it's not unsecured, so to speak. I'm not threatened by it.
Okay. Thank you. Steve, unmute yourself.
Yeah, what's up?
Go ahead. I think it's Steve Carcieri. Steve, are you there? He had his hand raised, but unmute yourself,
Yes,
Steve.
I'm unmuted now. You hear me?
Yes, go ahead.
Yes, I would recommend not giving out Skittles because they look like a new form of fentanyl that's going around.
Well,
True.
that's right. And of course, you know, the old proviso of them putting razor blades into things that they give bags of children. Now, when we go out on trick or treat and people come to the house, we don't let them touch anything with their hands because you don't know where their hands have been. We have sanitizer at the table, but we use rubber gloves when we hand out anything to anyone, and we watch everything. We put the trick or treat things in bags that are sealed, Ziploc bags, so the kids don't put their hands into the same bowl and grab candy and everything else. We pre-select it and we put it into Ziploc bags and we say, okay, you take this bag, whatever it is, and that prevents, transmission of COVID. I'm scared to death about it now because, having suffered it and knowing that it can happen to anyone at any time.
Yep.
Or they could be post-COVID symptoms. So that's another tip I would give. Anybody else have another tip for trick-or-treaters? Yes, Bernie.
Yeah, good morning. One thing I remember from years ago, we used to get apples at trick or treat.
Good idea.
If apples ever have like a hole in them or a pin prick or something, to not even touch it, any more than what you've already just done. Throw it away.
Right. And
Throw
make
it
sure
away.
that anything you give them isn't sour or, turn bad. It should,
Of
what should
course.
be
Same
refrigerated.
thing, same concept. Yes. Yes.
Okay, well, this was yes, Helene. Unmute yourself,
Unmute.
please. Unmute. Helene, you're muted.
I'm not now.
Okay, go ahead, dear.
Instead of having the children go from house to house, I think a lot of schools have Halloween parties for the younger grades.
Mhm.
And then this way they do their Halloween, they all get treats and everything. And the parents don't have to walk house to house, with them.
Yeah, but
Right?
better
I think
safe
some of
than
the schools are
sorry.
doing that.
Mhm.
And libraries are often doing it too.
You're
Mind
right,
you,
Marcia. You're right. Yeah. Keep them to keep them in the house after school.
Okay, folks, it has been a pleasure being with you again as your host, and I hope you found all of these videos very useful. I know it was a lot to digest, but I repeat again that they will be posted probably by tomorrow afternoon on our club site. When you get there and you click on YouTube, remember, any video that you click on, you'll see a little button there with our logo and the word subscribe, and that brings us another hit. Makes the more views we get, the more popular we become on Google. So please remember to do that if you haven't done that already. So I wish you continued good health. We'll meet again on Friday, November 4th. And we'll announce what we'll do then. I may do something or whatever. One final term. Don?
Yeah,
Unmute yourself.
just remember, it's also, we lost Roz to breast cancer also.
Yes, yes.
Yeah, so.
Right, and I'm sorry I was remiss in not stating that men can get it too. It's very serious under any circumstances.
Green, okay.
So
Thank
it's
you.
great having you all here. God bless. And until the next time, this is your host, Barry Cowan, saying, was this a trick or a treat?
Both.
Good. Okay.
All of the above.
Say goodbye until
Amen.
2 weeks
Bye.
from now. Thank you
Bye-bye.
very
Thank
much
you.
for attending.
Thank you, Barry.
Bye-bye.
Thank you, bye-bye.